Okay, ask the question.
Which country do you think is best for taking photos?
So far, my best country for taking photos is Myanmar. I was only in Myanmar for 6 days, and every day I took about 2,000 pictures. The reason, that was from sunrise to sundown, and even when the lights go out, I don't stop. I keep taking pictures of people at night. So, but Myanmar gave me a sense of the humanity that is present even when people are putting you down, because of the military regime that's governing Myanmar. People don't talk much about anything important. They talk about, oh, going to the market, oh, this food is so good, but they don't talk about government. They don't talk about freedom. They don't talk about their own children's education because their children can't go to school. There's only 2 universities, and most of the time they're shut down because they don't want college students to demonstrate. So for me, taking pictures of the people in Myanmar and bringing the pictures out and bringing the story of how lovely the people are, I think that was my way of saying that that the people of Myanmar really should be free. Yeah, and also because even though the country is very harsh, people are really friendly. After you take their picture, they say, "Thank you very much. Thank you for taking my picture." Some countries they throw tomatoes at you when you take their picture, or they chase you. Like in Sweden, let's take pictures of people in the park, and they chased me down and forced me to delete their picture. But my rule when I take travel pictures, because one moment is only one moment and we'll never come back, the rule is take the picture and apologize. Apologize with a smile. Sorry. But you have the picture in your camera already. Yeah, if they ask me to delete it, I will. It's there, right? Any other questions?
Do you think painting or like the pictures that take on the camera have more impact on when people see it?
Some paintings make people cry. When you see them, they're so real that it makes you cry. And some photographs can do that too. Some photographs are timeless, as some paintings are. It's actually the same principles, like the way you paint. You can make up stuff. The way you take photographs, you can't make up stuff because you have to take the picture as it is in reality. But you can still use light. Painting uses light to make a picture look good. Photography uses light to make a picture look good. The content, what you take a picture of, what you paint. And I think that photography is an art, but it's the art of a person who can't draw. Yeah. Yes?
Do you find it easy to express yourself using painting or photography?
I think photography. Yeah, because with painting, the only thing I painted were landscapes, because I can't, when I draw a person's face, the nose always looks bad, right? And then, so photography, I don't have to ruin anybody's looks. Yeah. Yes?
Do you think that, like, photoshopping a photo and you'd make it look better, is it better than actual, like, a natural beauty of a photo? Like, if someone took a picture and it was really beautiful and they hadn't done anything to it, and compared to someone if they took a picture and photoshopped it, like, which one would you actually prefer?
It depends. Like, for instance, for the fashion assignments that I do, they don't want any pictures. They don't want any molds. And sometimes they don't like your eye color, so they ask us to change the eye color of the model. Sometimes, there's a little bit of tummy sticking out, so they want us to make them skinny. And for me, that's for the purpose of the beauty industry. I can't really complain because that's the assignment. They want a perfect person wearing the dress. But for the natural travel, lifestyle portraits that I do, I don't change much. Online now, if you notice online, the pictures that are just out of the camera are very bland. The colors don't really speak to you. They're not bright colors. Photographers who are digital photographers, we learn to pump up the colors, so we saturate a lot, like up to 30 times, 30% saturation. Why? Because the internet, when you see the light in a computer is very, very close to the screen, right? So if you have a light that's close to the screen, white looks whiter. And so if you have very bland color, it's going to come out really bland. So that's why we have to Photoshop, because of the internet. Yes?
What do you think makes a better picture, a digital camera or like an actual photograph?
A film?
Yeah, phone.
Yeah, a film camera is better.
Oh.
Film camera can capture degrees of gray that the digital camera sensor cannot ever see. And so you can have 52 different grays in a picture, and the film camera will see it, and the digital camera will not see it. It will see about 15. And so, yeah, so the film camera is the best, but film cameras, the chemicals really harm the earth. And so I don't do film, even though I have a lot of cameras. Like since I was 11, I've had a camera, every year. Since I was 11, so that's a lot because I'm old. That's a lot of cameras, and I don't use them. I just put them in my mom's house as her, souvenir display of childhood, and and I don't use them because of the chemicals. Yes.
What are some difficulties you face as a photographer?
That's a good question. Sometimes I feel like I'm stealing, and I refrain from taking pictures of, or I take pictures even when people ask me, right? But then later I delete it. One time I was in the desert in Rajasthan, and it's really desert, like we rode a camel for 4 hours and my butt really hurt, on the camel. And then when we got there, we stayed under the stars, in a tent, and stayed with the tribes people who were driving our cart, with the water and food and stuff. And we went to visit one house, and I had 2 photographer friends who were male traveling with me, and I was the only girl, right? And the women of the house would not allow the men to come in and take pictures of them. And they were like, no, 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 and, So they took me in, and she had me take a picture of her mother who was blind. She said, I want a picture of my mother. So somehow I understood what she was telling me, and I took several pictures of her mother, and then I mailed her. I printed them and I mailed it to her. But then after that, I deleted them. Why? Because I feel like, her mother's very old, and so her face is like kind of wrinkled, and she has bumps everywhere, and it's not pretty, And if some picture of her is floating somewhere on the internet and people see it, maybe they'll criticize her. And I just feel like I was privileged to take her picture. They asked me to take her picture, but they didn't ask me to make her infamous. So that's a challenge. How much privacy do you ignore of the people that you take pictures of? And I ask permission before I publish it in a magazine. I go and I write to those people. And if they ask me, can I have one? I always print and I always mail them. Even if it's a monk, I go mail the picture to the monk. Any more questions? Yeah, there's another thing I want to say before. Okay, I think the reason why I wanted to share my passion is I think that when you find something that you really like to do, art, it could be knitting, from the knitting that we were doing for charity, or anything, painting your nails. Maybe you'll be a really good nail painter in the future. But one thing is that you should never give it up. I think no matter how busy you get because of school or because of your life, you should never give up the thing that makes you have joy in your heart. Because when you have that, anything can happen to you and you can still be happy. And if you're happy, the people around you will be happy. And so art and sports, and hobbies and stuff like that is a way for people to be happy. And we should do that.
And that's the perfect way to end the interview. Thank you very much.